All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about something huge, something that's changing how we all find information, the crisis of trust in AI search. These tools are becoming a part of our daily lives, but they have this one fundamental flaw that we really need to talk about. And this right here is the question, isn't it? We're past the wow, look what this can do phase. Now we're living with it. And the reality is messy. We get these answers that sound so certain, so authoritative, but a lot of the time, they're just flat out wrong. So what we're going to do is break down exactly why this keeps happening, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it. So first up, let's just get a real sense of how big this problem is. Because I'm not talking about a couple of weird glitches here and there. Nope, we're talking about a deep, systemic issue. And when you look at the numbers, well, they're pretty shocking. Some analyses are projecting that by late 2025, a tool like Google's AI overviews could be wrong on complex questions about 14% of the time. Perplexity Pro, it could just invent academic sources 22% of the time. And even OpenAI admits its own tool basically makes things up in about 1 out of every 6 research queries. I mean, think about that. 1 in 6. These are not small rounding errors. This is the key takeaway, the thing we all have to get in our heads. We have to completely shift our mindset. And AI making stuff up, it's not a rare bug anymore. For a huge chunk of what we ask it, that is the expected outcome. It's the new normal we're dealing with. Okay, so why? Why is this happening? To get it, you've got to look under the hood. And you find out pretty quickly that this isn't really a bug at all. It's actually baked into the DNA of these systems. It's a feature of how they're designed. See, at its very heart, a large language model is not a knowledge database. It's a prediction engine. That's it. Its whole job, the only thing it's trying to do, is figure out, based on all the text I've read, what word is most likely to come next. This makes it amazing at sounding natural and fluent, but, and this is the important part, it has zero concept of what is true or false. Its goal is to sound good, not to be right. And you know what? That problem is getting worse, much worse, because of something called model collapse. Think about it. AIs learn by reading the internet. But what's the internet full of now? A ton of AI-generated content. So the AIs are basically eating their own cooking, training on their own often wrong answers. It's creating this downward spiral where the data just gets more and more polluted. And just look at the scale of this problem. Estimates from folks like Gartner suggest that by mid-2025, nearly half of all the content on the web could be AI-generated. That is the information pool these models are drinking from now. It is a massive contamination problem, right at the heart of how we get information. And if all that wasn't enough, there's a powerful business reason for all this. The companies that make these things, they figured out that we, the users, don't like it when an AI says, "I'm not quite sure." We ignore it, we click on the answer that sounds confident, even if it's dead wrong. So the system is literally being designed to reward faking it. It's all about keeping us engaged, not about being accurate. Okay, so the machine is basically built to be a confident liar. That's one half of the equation. But what about us? Why are we so quick to believe it? Well, this is where it gets really interesting, because our own brains are basically set up to be tricked. Our minds have these little shortcuts, these biases, that AI is perfectly designed to exploit. First, you've got the fluency bias. If text is smooth, well-written, and grammatically perfect, our brain just automatically thinks it's more credible. Then there's borrowed authority. The AI is great at dropping in phrases like, according to researchers, and citing fake studies that look totally real. And maybe the biggest one is the sunk cost trap. I mean, if you just spent 20 minutes carefully writing the perfect prompt, you really want the answer to be the right one. And this quote from Reddit, it just perfectly sums up that sunk cost trap. It's that feeling of exhaustion, you're fed up with ads on regular search, you've put in the work, and you just want to be done. It's this powerful mix of emotions that makes us hit copy and paste on something we might otherwise question. So you might be thinking, what's the big deal? But this isn't just about getting a wrong fact for a school paper. These confident lies from a machine, they're spilling out into the real world. And they're causing serious, tangible harm. The projected damage is, well, it's pretty staggering. Legal experts are predicting over 2,000 lawsuits linked to AI hallucinations by 2025. Top medical journals are already publishing reports of patients being harmed because an AI made up a dangerous drug interaction. We're seeing traders losing millions based on fake financial news. And universities, they're dealing with a 400% surge in plagiarism fueled by fake citations. The damage is real, and it's hitting everywhere.
So, yeah, that all sounds pretty bleak, I know. But it's not hopeless. It's not. The answer isn't to just give up, it's to adapt. We have to change how we search for information. So let's get into a practical guide for how to actually survive in this new world.
The first thing you have to understand is that the whole idea of search is splitting in two. On one side, you have the fast and fluent guys. Think ChatGPT or Gemini. They're amazing for brainstorming ideas or getting a quick summary, but they're not reliable for facts. On the other side, you have this growing category of slow and verified tools. They might cost money, they might be a bit slower, but they are built from the ground up for accuracy. You have to know which tool to grab for which job. So here it is, your practical survival kit. These are things you can do right now. 1. When you search, add site:/reddit.com to your query. It's one of the best ways to find actual humans talking about things. 2. Tell the AI, give me the raw sources only, no summary. Go to the source yourself. 3. Live by the rule of 2. If you can't find a fact in at least 2 separate, reliable human sources, you do not trust it, period. 4. Look for specialized modes, like an academic mode that focuses on research papers. And 5. Try a hybrid approach. Use Google to find a few trustworthy links, and then ask an AI to summarize just those links for you.
And that really brings us to the core paradox, doesn't it? AI search in 2026 is both of these things at the exact same time. It is, without a doubt, the most convenient way to get information ever invented. And it's also the most powerful misinformation machine we have ever seen.
So here's the thought I want to leave you with. This isn't some problem coming in the future. The trust crisis is here, right now. And it forces every single one of us to make a choice every time we type a question into a box. Faced with an answer that sounds perfect but might be a lie, what are we going to choose? The easy path of speed or the harder work of demanding the truth?